We ask every CEO or executive this question on the podcast, and that is, what is the biggest mistake you've made as a leader? And tell us what we can learn from that mistake.
Well, I wish I knew that question was coming.
Without Notice is my brand.
Yeah, that's great. The question without notice is a good one. Look, I make mistakes every day. Biggest mistake, I think I can't pinpoint. It's not that I haven't made mistakes. I always ask people in interview, tell us your three biggest strengths and your three biggest weaknesses, and it's not a weakness to have weaknesses. I think you've at times you'll back. I've backed some businesses that haven't, elements of our businesses that haven't worked, which sound like a good idea. So I've backed things, and I've had plenty of live content projects gone really poorly. We've had a lot more that have gone well, but I regret an element of our business that I got into a couple of years ago, big mega global exhibitions that. At the time, I didn't regret it. After the results of it, these things where we took exhibitions to London, New York, Chicago, Tokyo, all over the world, we lost a lot of money. So I probably regret that because whilst it sounded like a great idea, we didn't do the amount of analytical research that we should have done to make sure that it wasn't good. So that was a fiscal mistake that I made. But again, what it does, you learn a lesson from it. Make sure you actually just don't back your gut, that you actually get fact-based argument to support your premise, and as best you can. This is an industry that's both an art and a science, and we're trying with touring artists, whatever, to bring as much science to it as we can. And this is all about timing, and we hope to get the timing right. Timing is going to be, to one of your earlier questions about everyone's going to want to go on tour and there'll be an absolute tsunami of activity. We just got to make sure that we make really clever decisions based on facts and the best discussion and analysis we can do.
I spoke to one record label executive who told me confidentially their KPIs internally are 1 in 13. So they're in the betting business. They bet on talent they love. 1 in 13 will come off, and if that happens, they're cheering. It works. What is the model for promoters? Because obviously everything's not going to work. What is your model? Like, what success rate are you happy with?
We don't put it that way. We endeavour to make the artist, management, and agent that entrusted us to do the tour. So I think when we started off, before we'd acquired TG Dainty and subsequently all these other businesses in the touring world, when we were just TG Live, we were at a tempo where we could really focus and bring our, I think, unique digital marketing and our data analytics skills to bear to ensure that tours, really maximised their return. We brought different thinking to it and a different approach to it, not just in a marketing sense, but bringing other, brand partnerships to the fore, etc. So at times, I think we haven't lost that, but because we've got bigger and we've got so many tours going on at any one time, that personal ownership touch goes a little bit. So we've got to be careful that we don't just one cap fits all. We had a tour the other in TG Live where I looked at, for some reason, the marketing budget came to me, which these days probably doesn't come to me that often. And I noticed on this tour we'd spent 40% of our marketing budget on outdoor. So, billboards and posters. And I said, why do we do that? I said, this artist is a digital artist where he would engage with his fan base through every form of digital advertising or marketing channel, not through large format outdoor or billboards. And it was, to me, I think our guys had got what I call the cookie cutter approach. They'd done a bit of digital, a lot of digital, because we always do a lot of digital, a bit of radio, and very big bit of outdoor. And I was really upset to see that, because I don't think they were thinking, because the demographic of this artist was dominantly females, probably 15 to 25, and I don't think they're big billboard exponents. So anyway, so I think that's something we need to be really mindful of. And so our ratio, I think our ratio now is we try to, God, I don't really know, but 8.5 out of 10 we get right. And on the 1.5, maybe, that's not a precise number, but the 1.5 you don't get right, you try to stem the bleeding as best you can, and we're pretty good at doing that. But we certainly don't win every time.
And
wish we did.
Is that then how you KPI promoters? So if a promoter's getting 6 out of 10s every year, do you just go, mate, enough's enough?
We don't KPI them that way. We certainly look at them. If things don't, if things. And look, we made a big mistake as a company with this festival we tried to get up SandTunes at the Gold Coast. It was supposed to be there in the beginning of December. We lost a lot of money out of that. We thought it was a great idea. We worked on it for a couple of years. We thought we had a very expensive and we thought on market bill, but it was not selling. And we got forced off the beach by the court of public opinion, or elements of the court of public opinion, and we lost a lot of money. So in consultation with Paul Dainty, we made the hard call to say, listen, we're going to lose a lot of money here. We've already lost a lot, but if we keep going, we'll lose a hell of a lot more. So we quit the concert, refunded all the people who bought tickets. And whilst we don't have our tail between our legs, we learned some good lessons in that, and we learned the lessons that just because it sounds like a good idea doesn't mean it is. Building a festival, which was our first real foray into one, particularly a big festival. They're not all beer and skittles. It's a hard work, and building a brand is really hard in that sphere. And I commend those festivals that have they've still got their big brand and have done great. We continue to evolve, and we want to innovate, be known to be innovative and imaginative. Try different formats, think differently about the way we do our business. Don't just keep wheeling the same thing. And I think to a large extent we'll continue to do that.